Twin flame connections are unlike any other bond. They are spiritual mirrors that reflect back our innermost desires, fears, and truths. In these relationships, two souls come together in a dance of light and shadow, connection and separation. This sacred journey is filled with both ecstasy and anguish, revealing our deepest parts to one another. The roles that emerge in this journey, the runner and the chaser, are not arbitrary, but are part of a grand tapestry of healing and self-discovery. Today, we are going to explore a profound aspect of this dynamic, the emotional landscape experienced by the twin flame runner when the chaser finally moves on. The twin flame runner, in many ways, carries the weight of their own inner conflicts. They are often the ones who step back when the intensity of the connection becomes overwhelming. Their departure is not an act of malice or indifference. Rather, it is a protective measure to navigate their unresolved emotions and deep-seated fears. When the chaser, who has been relentlessly pursuing this connection with hope and determination, ultimately finds the strength to let go, the runner is confronted with a flood of complex emotions. This moment marks a turning point in the journey, where the runner is given the opportunity to face their inner truth, to understand the patterns that have held them captive, and to embrace the possibility of transformation and healing. The journey of the twin flame runner is one of both resistance and eventual acceptance. At the heart of this experience lies a profound internal battle between holding on and letting go. For years, the runner might have been shielded by a veil of fear of intimacy, fear of vulnerability, fear of the immense power of love that the twin flame connection can unleash. When the chaser finally moves on, this long-held protective mechanism is challenged. The runner is forced to confront the reality of their own emotional retreat and the deep reasons behind it. In this confrontation, feelings of guilt, sorrow, relief, and even regret may arise. These emotions are not mere fleeting sentiments. They are signposts along the path of awakening and self-realization. The runner's heart is stirred by the recognition of how much energy was invested in evading a connection that promised transformation and growth. In the hours, days, and even weeks that follow the chaser's departure, the runner embarks on a journey inward, a process of self-examination and emotional recalibration. Every tear, every moment of solitude, and every quiet reflection becomes a stepping stone towards understanding the true nature of their resistance. The runner begins to see that their fear was not simply about the intensity of love, but about a deeper fear of losing themselves in the connection. It is a time when the runner can start to release old wounds and begin the long process of healing. The emotions experienced in this moment, while painful, are also a call to embrace the journey of self-love and acceptance. They invite the runner to step beyond the comfort of their familiar patterns and into the light of self-awareness and spiritual growth. When the chaser finally moves on, it is not simply a moment of separation. It is a turning point that reverberates through the runner's entire being. The runner, who has long been caught in a cycle of avoidance and retreat, suddenly finds themselves with a quiet space where the echoes of the chaser's energy have faded. In this silence, the runner is left with the full weight of their emotions. The relief that comes from the absence of the chaser's constant presence is intermingled with a deep, aching sorrow for the lost connection. It is a bittersweet experience, one that carries both the pain of an ending and the potential for a new beginning. This moment is also a time of profound realization. The runner begins to understand that the chaser's departure is not an act of rejection, but rather a necessary part of the twin flame journey. It signals that the energy of pursuit has shifted, that it is now time for the runner to face their inner landscape with courage and compassion. In the absence of the chaser's external push, the runner is encouraged to explore the inner dynamics that have shaped their relationship with themselves. They start to see that their tendency to run was rooted in a fear of being overwhelmed by love, a fear that was born from past experiences and deeply ingrained beliefs. The chaser's decision to move on acts as a mirror, reflecting back the truth that healing can only occur when one is willing to face their inner darkness. The energy shift that follows is palpable. The runner may experience a sense of release as the heavy cloak of responsibility and expectation is lifted from their shoulders. This newfound freedom is both exhilarating and daunting. It opens the door to a period of introspection and self-healing, where the runner is invited to rebuild their sense of self from the inside out. In this quiet space, the runner learns to nurture the parts of themselves that were neglected for too long. It is a time for gentle self-care, for listening deeply to the whispers of the soul, and for recognizing that the journey of healing is not a destination, but an ongoing process. As the runner moves through this period of transformation, they begin to see that the chaser's departure has, in fact, paved the way for a more authentic connection with themselves and, ultimately, with the divine spark that lies within. This phase of the twin flame journey is challenging yet filled with promise. It is a reminder that every ending carries the seeds of a new beginning, and that within every moment of loss lies the opportunity for rebirth and renewal. At the heart of the runner's experience, when the chaser moves on, is an intricate interplay of feelings that can seem both contradictory and deeply interwoven. The runner may feel an immense sense of relief as the constant pressure and emotional turbulence subside. For years, the runner's life might have been dominated by the urgent need to escape the intensity of the twin flame connection. This escape, however, was not simply about avoidance. It was a way of coping with a depth of feeling that felt too vast to contain. The chaser's persistence, though born of pure intention and love, often amplified the runner's internal conflicts. The constant energy of pursuit forced the runner to face parts of themselves they were not ready to confront. And so, when the chaser finally steps away, there is a moment of profound relief. The runner is no longer under the immediate pressure of someone else's expectations and hopes. The quiet that follows is both a balm for old wounds and a stark reminder of the solitude that has defined their journey. Yet, relief is just one side of the coin. Alongside it, the runner may feel a deep sorrow and a sense of loss. This loss is not just about the connection with the chaser. It is also a mourning for the part of themselves that has been tied up in avoidance and fear. In many ways, the runner's pain is a reflection of the internal struggle between the desire to be free and the longing to experience the full spectrum of love. The sorrow that arises is a signal that healing has not yet been fully achieved, and that there is still work to be done on the path towards wholeness. The runner might find themselves caught in moments of reflection, wondering if the safety of avoidance was worth the cost of missing out on the transformative power of love. This internal debate can be both confusing and deeply painful, as it forces the runner to reassess long-held beliefs and emotional habits. The quiet left behind by the chaser's departure is a canvas upon which the runner begins to see the outlines of their true self. In the absence of the chaser's energy, the runner is gently encouraged to explore the parts of their soul that have been neglected. This process involves embracing the full range of their emotions, both the light and the dark, and recognizing that each feeling carries a lesson. The runner learns that the relief they feel is not an escape from pain, but rather a necessary pause that allows for deeper self-exploration. In these moments of introspection, the runner is invited to practice self-compassion and to honor the journey they have been on, with all its twists and turns. This phase is also a time of rediscovery. The runner starts to notice the small, often overlooked aspects of their inner world. They begin to understand that the pain of letting go is intricately linked to the promise of healing. Every tear shed, every quiet moment of reflection, and every painful memory is a stepping stone towards greater self-awareness. The runner slowly starts to piece together the puzzle of their past, recognizing how the patterns of avoidance were woven into the fabric of their being. With time, this awareness transforms into a gentle acceptance of the need for change. The energy that once propelled them to run now becomes a catalyst for inner transformation. In this space, the runner can start to build a stronger, more resilient foundation, a foundation rooted in self-love, forgiveness, and the courage to face the truth of who they are. In the midst of this internal revolution, the runner begins to see that the chaser's departure was not a punishment, but a necessary step in the twin flame journey. It is a call to break free from old cycles and to embrace the possibility of a life that is more authentic and whole. Though the process is filled with challenges, it ultimately leads to a deeper understanding of the self and the true nature of love. The runner learns that healing is a journey marked by moments of both despair and hope, and that every emotion carries with it the potential for growth and renewal. For the twin flame runner, the moment when the chaser moves on signals a profound turning point, a moment that catalyzes a long overdue inner transformation. The energy that once defined the relationship begins to shift in ways that are both challenging and deeply liberating. In the silence left behind by the chaser's departure, the runner is confronted with the vast expanse of their inner landscape. This inner world, long shrouded by the need to avoid pain and vulnerability, now beckons them to explore its hidden depths. In this period of transition, the runner may experience a flood of memories and emotions. Each recollection, whether of moments filled with passion or instances of painful retreat, serves as a reminder of the intricate tapestry of their soul. The runner comes to understand that the energy of pursuit, while powerful and transformative, also carried with it a heavy burden of expectation. The chaser's relentless effort to bridge the gap between the two souls had, over time, created a dynamic where the runner's own voice was muted by the sheer force of external longing. With the chaser now moving on, that external pressure begins to ease, allowing the runner's inner voice to be heard more clearly. This newfound space is not without its challenges. The runner is left to navigate the terrain of their unspoken fears and unresolved issues. Old patterns of self-doubt and avoidance reemerge, demanding attention and careful reflection. In the quiet aftermath of the chaser's departure, the runner finds themselves at a crossroads, torn between the comfort of familiar avoidance and the promise of healing that lies in facing the truth of their emotions. This moment of reckoning is deeply transformative. It calls on the runner to acknowledge that every moment of pain and every act of avoidance was a part of a larger process of growth. Even as they feel the sting of loss, they are gently nudged towards embracing a path of self-discovery. In the stillness that follows, the runner embarks on an inward journey. This journey is not marked by grand gestures or dramatic shifts, but by the quiet persistence of small acts of self-care and introspection. The runner may start to set aside time for meditation, reflection, or simply moments of silence where they can listen to the whisperings of their heart. In these moments, the runner learns to honor their emotions without judgment, recognizing that each tear and every pang of sorrow is an invitation to understand themselves more deeply. The absence of the chaser's presence creates a space where old wounds can begin to heal, where the scars of past hurts may soften, and where the true essence of the runner's soul can emerge. As the runner navigates this inner landscape, they begin to see that the chaser's departure is not an end but a necessary pause, a moment that holds the promise of renewal. The energy that once drove them to run now transforms into a quiet, steady force that guides them towards self-acceptance and healing. In the silence, the runner starts to rebuild a sense of identity that is not defined by avoidance, but by a deep, unwavering love for the self. This process of rebuilding is gradual and filled with small victories, a renewed sense of purpose, moments of clarity that cut through the fog of old fears, and a growing awareness of the light that resides within. The inner journey that unfolds in these quiet moments is a testament to the resilience of the soul. It is a journey marked by honest self-reflection, where the runner learns to embrace the full spectrum of their emotions, from the depths of despair to the heights of newfound hope. The chaser's departure, though painful, ultimately becomes a catalyst for this transformation. It is a reminder that every ending holds within it the seeds of a new beginning, and that even in the midst of sorrow, there is the promise of healing and renewal. As the runner moves through this phase of introspection and self-healing, a shift in energy begins to take root, a subtle yet profound change that signals the start of a new chapter. In the days and weeks that follow the chaser's departure, the runner finds that the energy within them is gradually transforming. The constant undercurrent of tension, once fueled by the chaser's relentless pursuit, starts to give way to a quieter, more reflective state of being. This energy shift is both delicate and powerful. It is as if a heavy weight has been lifted, allowing space for new light to seep into areas long shrouded by darkness. During this transformative period, the runner begins to engage with their inner self in ways that were not possible before. The absence of the chaser's energy creates room for self-reflection and honest assessment of long-held beliefs and fears. The runner starts to explore the origins of their avoidance, the moments in the past that taught them to hide from love, the experiences that instilled a deep-seated fear of vulnerability. This process of exploration is gentle, measured, and filled with the promise of understanding. It is a time when the runner can sit with their emotions, allowing each feeling to arise and pass without judgment. In doing so, they begin to notice that even the most painful emotions carry within them a message, a call to heal, to grow, and to open themselves to the full potential of love. The shift in energy is not solely an internal process. It also begins to manifest in the way the runner interacts with the world around them. There is a quiet confidence that starts to emerge, a sense of being at peace with the journey, no longer defined solely by the turmoil of past patterns. The runner begins to engage in small acts of self-nurturing, taking long walks in nature, journaling about their experiences, or simply sitting in silence and allowing the stillness to fill the space where chaos once reigned. These acts, seemingly simple, are powerful affirmations of the runner's commitment to healing and growth. Over time, the runner starts to see that the energy shift has also transformed their perception of the twin flame connection. What was once a source of intense pressure and fear now becomes a symbol of the journey towards self-discovery. The runner recognizes that every moment of tension, every instance of withdrawal, was part of a larger process that has led them to this point of inner clarity. With the chaser's departure behind them, the runner is free to rediscover who they are, beyond the roles of runner or seeker. They start to understand that the journey of healing is an ongoing one, filled with ups and downs, but always moving towards a more authentic expression of the self. This renewed sense of self is both empowering and liberating. The runner begins to see that the pain of the past does not have to define their future. Instead, it can serve as a foundation upon which a new, more resilient identity is built. A self that is rooted in self-love, acceptance, and the quiet strength that comes from embracing one's true nature. In this state of inner renewal, the runner experiences moments of profound clarity. They start to understand that the energy of the twin flame connection, with all its intensity, was never meant to be a permanent state of tension. Rather, it was a catalyst, a force that pushed them to look within and heal the parts of themselves that had long been neglected. As this healing process continues, the runner begins to look at the journey with fresh eyes. They see the value in every moment of pain and every instance of joy, recognizing that both are integral parts of the mosaic of their soul. The energy shift that followed the chaser's departure becomes a symbol of transformation, a quiet reminder that even in the midst of loss, there is the potential for rebirth. In this newfound state of awareness, the runner feels a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons learned and a renewed hope for what lies ahead. It is a delicate, yet powerful metamorphosis that paves the way for a future filled with promise, self-discovery, and the quiet assurance that every step of the journey, no matter how challenging, is a step towards wholeness. In the wake of the chaser's departure, the twin flame runner embarks on a journey towards empowerment, a journey that is as much about reclaiming personal power as it is about healing old wounds. This phase marks the beginning of a new chapter where the runner is invited to step into a space of authenticity and self-trust. No longer bound by the old patterns of avoidance and fear, the runner now has the opportunity to explore their true self with a sense of renewed courage and hope. This period of empowerment is characterized by a series of small, deliberate steps towards self-realization. The runner begins to understand that the energy of the twin flame connection was always meant to serve as a mirror, one that reflected both the beauty and the wounds of their soul. With the chaser now moving on, the runner is gently encouraged to look at themselves in that mirror without the distortion of external expectation. In the quiet moments of solitude, the runner discovers that the power to heal lies within. They start to reconnect with the passions and dreams that may have been suppressed by the constant need to escape. This rediscovery is not sudden or dramatic, but rather a gradual unfolding of the self, a process of peeling away the layers of fear and doubt to reveal the radiant essence within. In practical moments of everyday life, the runner learns to honor their needs and boundaries. Whether it is through quiet meditation, creative expression, or simply spending time in nature, every act becomes a testament to their commitment to self-care. The runner recognizes that the energy of the twin flame connection, though intense, is not a measure of their worth or a determinant of their path. Instead, it is one of many experiences that contribute to their growth. As the runner moves forward, there is a shift in perspective, a recognition that every emotion, every challenge, and every moment of joy is a stepping stone towards a more empowered self. This newfound empowerment is reflected in the way the runner begins to relate to the world around them. They find that the boundaries between self and other become clearer, and that true strength lies in the ability to love oneself fully before seeking validation from any external source. In this space of self-acceptance, the runner feels a sense of liberation that is both gentle and profound. The lessons of the past no longer hold the power to dictate their future. Instead, the runner embraces the idea that healing is a continuous journey, a journey that, while sometimes painful, ultimately leads to a deeper understanding of who they are and what they are capable of. The energy that emerges from this period of empowerment is one of quiet confidence and inner peace. The runner starts to see that the pain of the past has been transformed into wisdom, a wisdom that guides them towards choices that honor their true self. There is a growing sense of responsibility for their own happiness, a realization that the journey of healing requires both patience and self-compassion. Every step taken, no matter how small, is a victory, a sign that the runner is moving closer to a state of balance and wholeness. As the runner continues on this path, they begin to see the twin flame connection in a new light. What was once a source of overwhelming intensity now serves as a reminder of the transformative power of love, a love that begins within and radiates outwards. In the quiet aftermath of the chaser's departure, the runner experiences a profound shift in perspective. They understand that the journey is not defined by the roles of runner or chaser, but by the courage to face one's inner truth and to embrace the lessons that come with every experience.